So I just had a really cool insight, and it was like inspired by negative prompt weights, which it's like computer speak for, it's like, you know how when you put a term into one of those AI art generators and it'll draw the term, or it'll draw the concept. You can put like a negative weight on the concept, and then the AI will draw the most distantly related thing to the prompt. It'll draw like the true opposite of the term, right? And it, like, the most unrelated thing. And this is super fascinating, because it was like I think this is going to be a big deal for the computer algorithms, because this is actually like, this will be useful data for a brief moment, and then it'll burn itself out again. But it also reveals something about the nature of like spiritual insight, in that like the fullness of any object is itself, and then also its opposite, and that's the totality of it, because it's like, in some ways we're defined by our opposites, right? But the true opposite is the thing that doesn't even come to mind when you consider a concept or a term. Like, up and down are not true opposites. They're just lower levels of opposites, because like once you name an opposite, it's actually extremely strongly correlated with the term. Like, up is extremely strongly correlated with down. Inside is extremely correlated with outside. Like, the true opposite of up would be like unicorn jelly beans. Like, something that, like, you would never ever think of it, but that was just random, right? But like, when you have the computer networks, you can actually see which terms are like completely unlinked from other terms. Like, it can do the search. Like, what's the term that has no networking with this term? Right? And you can find the true opposite and like draw it forth out of the data. And then that's what happens with like spiritual insights or epiphanies, is that you start to see the totality of the whole world. You start to see that the true opposite of something lets you see the fullness of it. But the instant that you see it and name the true opposite, it's no longer the true opposite. It's a lower stated object, and suddenly it becomes linked. Like, suddenly the thing that is like not linked at all, and it's only linked to it by its non-linkage, once you label it and name it, then all of a sudden it's strongly linked. You've actually created a very strong correlation to it, and then boom, the true opposite shifts into some other part of some other nodal point in the data set, becomes the furthest away thing of the new set that you've created by discovering the true opposite. Right, so like, these things have power at first, because you would like, if you put different personality types around their true opposite, you'll get interesting reactions at first. Like, you'll get novelty. Like, you'll get novelty, but then the data set will like ossify and crystallize, and there'll be more and more connections between the thing and everything else. So it's like, by naming and destroying the mystery, you actually start destroying the life of the data set, so to speak. And I think this is actually probably one of the limitations of AI and computational stuff in terms of consciousness, because consciousness is like obviously dependent on like the mystery of interconnectivity, of like, it's obviously dependent on mystery. And then the only thing that when you have a computer network or a system, there's no mystery in it. There's only like random number generators would be like false mystery. There's no true mystery in a data set, and the only thing that a computer can do is reveal mystery. It can just destroy mystery. It can discover or get close to a true opposite, even though like, once you get close to the true opposite of like, oh, it's kind of in that direction, the instant that you grab in that direction or label or map in that direction, it's going to squirrel its way out into another direction. And then this is related to why, like, in Orthodox Christianity, like, why the divine, the feminine, why Mary, why the Virgin, why the Mother of God is not expounded upon or explained, like the mystery of what's going on there is not revealed the same way that everyone can write and talk and explain volumes about the Logos and volumes about God. There's an aspect of this whole thing that you don't talk about it, not because it couldn't be understood or known or labeled. Just missed my turn. Not because it couldn't be understood or labeled, but because in labeling it, you deaden it. So it's like the yes, turn around. Yes, truck. Yes, don't need 4-wheel drive yet. And so I think that's why the like spiritual techniques or religious systems that are like based on unveiling, like ultimately end up dead, because it's like the mystery and the unknown is life. So I think in terms of this AI, like it's like as these people mine the data and they start to, like, the more that they understand human behavior and human whatever, that's like they don't actually get control over human behavior, because the understanding, like, if when you act on it, it'll start to kill the system, like it kills it. It's like as you get more and more and more self-awareness, like authenticity becomes impossible. Oh man, I'm so lost. I'm so lost. Needed to go further. And you end up stuck in this like disembodied state from self-awareness, because it's like once you, the more and more you understand, the less that you're like actually the participation has no understanding to it. So it's like the participation, like the deeper you are into the mystery of the spirituality, the less you understand, and the more it's like fully participating. And it's so hard to like stop processes like these that like creates the videos like these, you know. I can't just be a dude like driving. I have to be a dude like understanding cosmic mysteries as I drive. Understanding cosmic mysteries that should not be understood. I can't just drive.